Morning, guys. My chair's all messed up. How you doing? All right. A lot of familiar faces. I'm pretty sick, guys, so might sound a little weird. Not really sick, but I don't feel too bad. But I'm just sort of congested. So sorry if I sound a little strange. Just congested today. So yeah, a pretty nice little move this morning. I definitely sort of agree with the possibility of a day to the upside after a pretty nice hold of the 100 SMA on the market. So I think there could be some relief today. I think we could see some of it. Does this set off another big move? I don't know. That's sort of that's hard to that might be hard to see, but I think you get maybe a little bit of relief today. At least that's what you're seeing right now in the pre-market. You're seeing a little bit of relief here after a nice bounce late day yesterday off the 100 SMA on the NASDAQ and on the ES. So that's what we're getting. As I'm talking right now, Nvidia is going pretty vertical, if anyone's in Nvidia. So pretty nice morning today for Nvidia. For Apple, I think was pretty nice. Sorry, that's squeaky. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trust this move, I wouldn't trust this move for the rest of the few weeks. Not particularly, but I don't know if you got to decide what you people have different definitions of a dead cat. I mean, if you just I would say this is a dead cat if you just fail at open and just go straight back down to where we were yesterday over the first say hour of the market, then yeah, that's pretty dead cat. But I mean, if this thing holds up all day, finds some pretty nice support, and then maybe pulls back later next week, then yeah, I mean, I would just consider that just a failed move. So it's a dead. Yeah, be careful of the bull trap. That's something you always want to be careful of, right? You never want to just buy things out of the gates, guys. Just because this market looks higher, just because you think you have to buy Apple and Nvidia at 9:30, right when the market opens. That is sometimes the way you get totally screwed in this market. So I know everything looks good here. Like for example, here's Nvidia. I know it looks very good, but we need to see. We still need to find good entries. We still need to find good trades. We can't just be buying this at open because we think that the market's going to continue. Now, sometimes it'll work. Sometimes it'll work. And if for example, if you were to buy this at open and it worked and you made money, you need to be the person that tells yourself, hey, that was not a good trade. I made money, but that wasn't a good trade. That's not a trade. That's just me buying something at open, hoping that it goes up more. So that's not really something you want to, continue to do. If it works, great, you make some money, but you got to be careful doing things like that. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Let's see what happens today. Nice little push this morning. See if we can get a little bit more. We'll look at some technical levels. We'll look at where we held yesterday. I think that's important. And today we have Biden talking about the virus. So we'll see what that does. I'm not sure what time that is. If anyone knows, put it in the chat. It's not in the economic calendar. So nothing today on the economic calendar. But we do have Biden talking about the virus. So that's something that we have to be aware of, see if that affects the market at all. Yesterday, we had some pretty nice earnings on Micron, MU. We'll look at that today. Nike reported earnings yesterday. And today, after hours, is really we have BlackBerry, if you guys trade BlackBerry still. But yeah, so nothing much on the earnings calendar, nothing much on the economic calendar today. Just the Biden talking about the virus. That's it. So we'll see what that brings. But all right, let's go ahead and it's still definitely scalpers market. I agree. Let's go ahead and get started here. Real quick before, actually, you know what? We'll do that after. Let's go ahead and do this. So, NASDAQ. Here we go. So, where did we hold yesterday? We held right here. 100 SMA. You guys can see it right here. I'll zoom in even more. Right here. There you go. You guys can see right at this green line, that is the 100 SMA. I was talking to the chat yesterday that I think the market just wants to try to hold the 100 SMA. I think that was what it's. I think that's what the plan of the day was for the market, just wanting to sort of hold that 100 SMA, and that's definitely what we got. Today we're back above 15.7, so technically we are now back above the September highs again. So you held the 100 SMA to the downside, and you are now trying to hold this 100 or this 15.7 level on the NASDAQ, September highs right here. So you are still technically above that area, which is, it's interesting. It's still very much a support level. I know it feels like we've failed it, but just looking at this daily chart, guys, I would not say that. Look at the wick that was formed here. Look how strong that wick was back above this 15.7 level. So would I say that this support level is gone? I absolutely don't think you can say that. I think that is still very much there. I still think this September high is acting as support. You can see the wick that was formed yesterday, the two wicks that were formed back in early December. So it's definitely there still, and we have to respect it. As if you're someone that wants to play downside, you have to respect this level. And if you're someone that's been wanting to play upside, you have to respect this resistance. So we are definitely still in this channel. And today, do we get a nice move? Do we see if we can we trade within this channel even more? If we continue to trade in this channel, then I would say yes. There's probably a good chance that we see some upside today if this market wants to trade within this channel. If this market wants to break down out of this channel, then today could be one of those nice little inside green candles that then causes a very nasty downside move, right? Because what could happen today is anyone that was buying, later half of yesterday into this morning, when this market starts to turn over on them, they're all going to be selling out of their positions, right? So, that could cause a little bit of an accelerated downside move if you start to see that bull trap start to occur, and then you got to see if we can really moving forward, just see if we can hold that 100 SMA. That 100 SMA is the key as of right now. That 100 SMA down here at 15.5, and then you have 15.7, of course, the September high. So those are the two levels. This morning we are still holding that 15.7. That is what I would be watching, guys. See if this NASDAQ can hold this 15.7 today. I think that's your magic number today, 15.7. So you're about 84 points above it right now. See if you hold that today. If you do pull back, see if 15.7 acts as some support. I think that's a very important level. You have the 50 SMA above as resistance, potentially 15.9. We already know that. 15.9, 16,000. All these psychological numbers have been very tough. So today, what I would be looking at for the first 30 minutes to an hour, see how the market reacts. Do we get an instant bull trap? Do we start to see downside? If we do, then you're going to have to flip your switch. Give this market some time this morning. There is no guarantees in any morning recently. So be careful this morning. Give the market some time. See how it plays out. But right now, 15.7 hold I really like on the NASDAQ. All right, ES. Also bouncing off the 100 SMA. You guys can see that right here. Little 100 SMA. And we are also now back above September highs, right? So we are now well back above September highs. You guys can see that right there. Yeah, MU earnings definitely helped. That's for sure. Here is the one level I am concerned about on the ES, guys, right here. So if you guys look at this, we got to look at 4,600. That's right here. So 4,600 is previous support, turned into, broke down, turned into resistance this morning. We need to see us hold above this 4,600. That's what I'm looking at today. So you bounced off your September highs. Very nice. Right here. Very nice. Strong bounce. September highs. But this 4,600, I think, is the key level today, guys. I think you need to see the S&P close above 4,600 today. That's the closing level you want to see us above, is these previous support levels. that will turn into resistance, which are already turning into resistance. So 4,600 today on the ES, I think that's a very big level. I want to see us close above that. But the ES is definitely stronger. The ES has been much stronger. Is definitely more higher above September highs, outperforming slightly. Would love to see it above 4,600 today. That's my goal. And then you can just see we still have that September low, the September high support down here. So 4,600 on the ES. I want to see that hold. The Dow's been hard to judge. It's been very choppy. You can see, I mean, look at this market. I mean, it's hard for me to even get a good read on this. So I'll zoom in here. Really, right now, guys, it's this same sort of channel. You have this channel low here at around 33.9, and then you have a high here around 35. But you know, you let me know how to judge this price action right here. Very difficult for me. I think very difficult for a lot of people. Maybe you could say we're trying to hold here, which is these previous highs, which is probably a pretty good place, around 34.8. You can see right there, previous, let me get these circles, 1, 2, 3, previous highs, turning into support. That's probably where I'd say you're starting to find some legs right there, around that 34.8. You can see we did find some support in that area yesterday. So if I go back to the daily chart, that's probably the level you want to try to hold, right around this 34.8. That's previous highs, 1, 2, 3. And you can see we bounced off that level yesterday. So I would watch that 34.8 today. And then, of course, to the upside, resistance here on the Dow around 35.8. This is your channel, it looks like, right here. So watch that channel. 200 SMA. Yeah, I don't have that up, but okay. Is that sort of right there? I don't usually use the 200, but maybe I should. I'll throw in the 200 real quick, just to see for the Dow. Yeah, good point. Thanks for that. You can see right here, guys, 200 SMA on the Dow, on the daily chart. You can see it's a very nice hold yesterday on the Dow. So, all right, so 200 SMA on the Dow. And then you can see these previous highs that we pointed out right here. 1, 2, and 3. And you can see that is where this market sort of held up yesterday. So watch that. That's the Dow today. Russell, we all know what the Russell's been up to. The Russell needs to hold this area right here, 2100. You're starting to try to hold it, but you know, you want to see some kind of push off of there. But right now, you're trying. You can see right here, you're trying your best to hold this 2100. But I need to see a little bit more bullishness before taking a trade there. But yeah, 2100 on the Russell, guys. IWM, it's 210, right? 210 on the IWM. That's what you want to see. So to wrap that up, guys, you know, NASDAQ still in the range, 100 SMA, September highs. ES still in the range, 100 SMA support, and September highs. Those are still the exact same things, the same things that I've been talking to you about every day for a month is still here. So it's like a broken record, but that's unfortunately where the market's at. We are still trading in this channel, and we'll see what happens today. Do we bounce? Do we get a bounce? Do we get a channel bounce? Do we see some upside because we're just trading within this channel? It's very possible. All right, those are the futures. MU earnings. So let me zoom out here a little bit. Let me clean this up. I'm going to take the 200 off. Clean this chart up a little for us here. Clean that up. All right, so MU earnings today, it is sort of right within this range still, right? So you can see MU off of earnings moved up very nicely, is up to 88 in the pre-market, and is still sort of just stuck in this channel. You guys can see here on MU, we've been in this channel for about almost a month now. Yeah, this is about a month. This is 11/19. So we've been in this channel for a month on MU. Do we break above it? I think that's what I'd be watching today, guys. See if MU can crack above 89 and continue higher. Because it has not been able to get above this 89. It was in a very nice little downtrend for a long time that finally broke, which is very nice to see. You can see a nice little downtrend channel. Finally breaking out of it. Finding support at 80, which was very nice as well. You can see right here. Nice little channel support at 80 on the downside. And then 89 on the upside. So if we go back to the 4 hour, you can see very nice little channel. I would see if MU can push today, guys. Good earnings. Market really liked it. Helped out the market quite a bit in the after hours yesterday. So see if it holds above 89 today. That's what I'd be looking for sure. All right, Tesla 910. Tesla 910 just doesn't want to give up. So here is 910 right here. Here's 910. And this level just doesn't want to give up yet. So here's the hourly. Actually, you know what? Let's go 4 hour. 4 hour chart. 910 level. This doesn't really show us that good of a sort of 910 area, but yeah, 910 still sticking in there. I don't really like that 4 hour view. Let me go to the daily just to show you the gap fill level again. So here was the 910 gap fill level right here. The high of this candle was 910. We did temporarily go below it yesterday, but if we go into the short-term time frames, what we'll see is that we did not close, or we are opening above it here in the morning. So zooming in here, you can see that we did trade below it yesterday. Got a little bit of trading below it yesterday. This morning, popping right back above it and trying to hold that once again. So today, I would watch that 910. See if it tries to hold that gap fill again today. That would be interesting because it really just doesn't want to give up that level, it seems like. So 910 today, that's the gap fill level. It's opening right back above it. Double bottom so far on the pre-market, right off this level. So that's what I'd be watching today on Tesla, guys. See if you can get a trade off that level. All right, Nvidia. Where did Nvidia hold support yesterday? It's actually a very interesting area. I'll show you right now. So this 271 level on Nvidia is pretty interesting. So if I zoom in here and I look at the bottom, you guys see this big green candle? If I look at the bottom of that candle, the low of that candle was 271.18. So I'm going to put a line at 271.18. 271.18. Now, where did Nvidia hold support yesterday? If I go into the shorter term time frames, right here, guys, 271.18 is basically where we opened, and pretty close. I mean, maybe a few cents off, maybe 30 cents off from where we bottomed intraday. So we pushed higher, we pulled back. 271.18 area right here, right around this 271 area is where we found that bounce. That bounce is the exact low of this big green candle. So I think you are trying to hold the top of this gap area right here around this 271. It looks like you're trying to hold that right now. So if Nvidia holds that, maybe you get some relief here to the upside. However, I would just be careful. Nvidia has been in a pretty nasty downtrend, so just be careful of that downtrend. I will say, be careful of this downtrend. Don't try to play this thing too much past this or too close to this downtrend. Rejections could come in, so just be careful there. But I think you have some opportunity off this 271 support hold from yesterday. You can see that it was very nice. You can see right here, nice support hold. Maybe you get a little bit of push today. I would watch, Friday's highs, of course. Then you have, actually looking at this, yeah, I think Friday's highs is a pretty good spot to watch. Why do I say that? Because if you break above these Friday's highs, there's not much here. This is sort of just a pretty ridiculous move to the downside, right? So maybe if you do break above these Friday's highs, you might maybe get a little bit of a bullish move because of the the lack of resistance. This is just a vertical move to the downside. So, yeah, I'd watch that. I'd watch this 290 level today on Nvidia. See if you can get a push into that 290. All right, Zoom. So Zoom looked like it wanted to go yesterday and just couldn't hold up. It's back below 200 today, and I'm not a fan of it under 200. So you can see we pushed higher yesterday into the 20 SMA and we rejected. And this 200 level was important to me. It was important to me because if I zoom in here, you can see support, resistance, and you are now breaking down below that 200 again. So I wanted to see Zoom hold above that 200, and it just did not. So you can see we're starting to fail this move. If you go to the daily chart, 100 or 20 SMA on the daily chart is acting as resistance right here on Zoom. So be careful of this line right here. If you're looking at Zoom, you definitely want to see it back above 200 today, back above that 20 SMA. That's what I'd be looking for. Netflix 600. So yesterday Netflix was able to push into 600. If I zoom in here, let me first go to the 1 minute and show you the rejection, because it was pretty clean. We actually called this one out. Wish I took it. I did not take it because I've had a lot of trust issues lately with this market, but saw this 600 sort of head and shoulders form intraday, which was actually very nice on Netflix. You can see left shoulder, head, right shoulder, nice rejection at 600, and started to sell off intraday. Coming back a little bit today. So still watch this 600 level on Netflix. The reason why I've been sort of watching Netflix is I think it should find some support, in an environment where this virus starts to get talked about. I think Netflix should find a little bit of support off of that. There was a 600 level. Yeah, it's from back here. If I zoom out. So from back here, you have it's pretty close to 600. You have definitely that psychological factor at 6, but you also have some previous lows here. You also have a previous high right here. So this psychological 600, I think, is going to be pretty tough. So I would definitely watch that to see if that can continue. 600. So watch 600 today. It got rejected yesterday. If Netflix gets over that, that would be interesting. But, see what the market does today. See if there's any type of momentum on the market. If I go to the daily chart, you guys can see that Netflix has been pretty sold off lately and really has not found much love. But I would really like to see it back to the 570. If you get it back to the 570, that would be probably a great buying opportunity. But right now, it does not seem like it wants to retrace back to that 570 as of right now. So 570 would be the great buying entry. But right now, see what it does around 600. That would be my interest. All right. Apple. So Apple, again, just continues to sort of outperform the market. It did well yesterday. Hold on, guys. It did well yesterday. Definitely outperformed some of the moves, and 20 SMA held very nicely yesterday. So if I zoom in here, what you're going to look at is this blue line. Blue line is a 20 SMA, held very nicely on the daily chart yesterday. So that looks good. I like that. Apple was a good outperformer yesterday. You can see that even though the market was sort of sideways to slightly down in the morning, this thing had a nice uptrend and continued to uptrend throughout the rest of the day, and is continuing to uptrend in the after hours. So a nice Apple move. I would definitely watch it today. And if I go to the daily chart, you have that 20 SMA support on the daily chart. So look to see if we get a bounce off that 20. That's something I'd be interested in. You are still in a very nice uptrend. Just a nice little pullback for you to the 20 SMA. You can probably say this is a little bit of a retest of this 167 right here. Let me see if I can see that on the 4 hour. Just buy shares of it, Sam. Just buy shares. It always goes up, so you should buy shares. So yeah, a little bit of a retest here of this 168. That's nice. And you have the 4 hour 100 SMA. So I like this level. Another thing that Apple did yesterday, if I go to the if I go to the, let's go to the 1 minute chart. Actually, you know what? Five's better. Another thing that you had going for you on Apple yesterday was that it gapped down. And in my opinion, it was just wanting to fill that gap sort of intraday. So you can see right here, right? Morning gap down on Apple. And then it sort of just tried to work its way back into that gap fill. So you can see this morning we actually filled that gap and are now trying to push up. So I like Apple today. I think if the market is strong, if the NASDAQ's strong, I think you have to watch Apple. I think that's got to be one of the stronger names. So 20 SMA, nice 167 area support. I would watch Apple today. Yeah, I mean, you just can't go wrong buying Apple shares. Just buy them for the long term. Try to think about that long term. Coinbase. Coinbase trying to come back today because you saw some crypto. You've seen some crypto, move higher. So that's good. You really have come back to almost to this. It's crazy to see us give back that whole move. That I did not expect that on coin. You have some, you have some support here. You have some levels here. So you're trying to hold. You're trying to hold this random place here. I think that coin should be back around 225 before, sort of trusting this move to the upside. But as you guys know, Coinbase sort of moves with those crypto stocks, or moves with crypto. So you're getting a push higher this morning. You guys can see right here, nice push higher, up to 245 this morning. But I'm just wanted to show you guys this chart because this is sort of what you get yourself into when you try to invest with coin. It just, the volatility that you have to expose yourself to with crypto is difficult. So if you're an investor in coin, make sure you understand the extreme volatility that you sort of expose yourself to. Make sure your portfolio can manage it because this is a pretty volatility move here. I mean, this was 60% to the upside and basically gave back the entire move back to the downside. So pretty crazy move there on coin. Definitely thought it was starting to wake up. I personally thought, coin, this might be where it starts to wake up. I thought, hey, finally coin is finding some support off this bottom. Maybe it's time for coin to start to move. But we can clearly see that did just not happen here. So you are back within this very large support range at the bottom here. You can see here, very large sort of bottom between 215 and 250. Basically just been trading here for a very long time and still in there. So watch that. I think coin, I don't think you're missing out on anything on coin. If you missed it here, maybe you look at it again, but I would definitely watch the crypto, watch cryptos to see how this moves. But I just wanted to bring it up today. You're up in the pre-market. Maybe it's a trading opportunity with any strength that we're seeing on crypto. All right, finally, snow at the 100 SMA. 1 second, guys. All right, snow at the 100 SMA. Do I think the market's going to crash today? You can't answer those questions. Sorry, buddy. Those questions are just those questions you can't answer them. That's my answer for you. 100 SMA on snow. This was a level I talked about on Sunday. I sort of want to see if this thing holds. I like this level, this 100 SMA right here. You can see 325. This was previous highs right here. You can see we held the 100 SMA here, and we are trying to hold the 100 SMA again on snow. So I'm interested in snow. I want to see if it can try to break this little downtrend. If it can, I think snow is a very interesting play. Need to see it try to push back higher. Need to see this market find a little bit of support before I can trust it here. However, 100 SMA is strong. 325 support is strong. I like this setup. I'm definitely going to be watching it. So snow, interesting off the 100, guys. See if the market's strong today. See if this gets any love. All right. So that is what I had. I quickly want to say shout out to MSI for sponsoring the live streams. If you guys want to join the giveaway that we're doing, it's down below. you guys can see that there's 2 links down in the description. It says giveaway. Check that out. And then if you have any interest in joining the chat, there's promos for the holiday season there as well. Let's go ahead and get into some of the tickers that the live stream, or that the members of the YouTube channel want to get into. So here it is, guys. If you are a member of the YouTube channel, make sure to go ahead and put your tickers here. So we have Rivian, Apple, SAM, AAL, UAL, Visa, and BB. So we'll go ahead and look at those today real quick. Let's start with we already did Apple, so hopefully you were here for that. Let's start with Rivian. RIVN. So Rivian, we talked about this one the last time. What did we say? If it dropped below the 100, or no, if it dropped below, where were we watching? This 92 level, that's what we were watching. So we did drop below that 92. Let me go into the shorter term time frames here. So yeah, so if whoever was watching this, the last stream, we were talking about a drop below the 93 area right here. So we were talking about that on yesterday. Yesterday we were talking about the 93 drop, which was below this low of Friday. So we can see that we dropped below that low. So congratulations anyone that took that to the downside. What I would watch today is just make sure it doesn't reclaim this 93. So if it doesn't reclaim this 93, then it's still very weak, right? Because if it breaks, tries to push back higher, rejects now, and turns 93 into resistance, that is now even weaker. So if you're looking for more Rivian downside, see if it rejects off that 93 again today. That's what you want to see. That's what you're going to want to see on Rivian. Sam, Boston Beer, Sam Adams. Let's go to the daily chart. Tough stock for me to get behind because of the chart. You can see we're starting to find some support here. A little bit of a bounce. However, guys, this is a pretty hard chart to love. This was a pretty nasty drop here. Wow. So a hard chart to like. I would just watch as resistance. Watch out for this 550 area if you're really interested in this stock. Watch out for this 550. That is previous resistance right here. And it looks like it's starting to turn into resistance again. So watch out for that 550 resistance on Sam Adams. AAL and I'm just going to do all these airlines together. You have both of them here. But airlines, they found a little bit of support yesterday. But I still don't think there's a reason to put your money here. Airlines it's sort of like dead money right now. To be honest. Delta, everything, guys, has not moved for over a year. So I don't think you need to be the first one to be putting money into these airlines. I just don't see the attraction. I don't see why people would want their money in them. They're just not moving, and they're just continuously moving lower, rejecting off previous highs. There's Delta rejecting off that level. Here is UAL. You can see right here rejecting off this 43. It's all a very similar chart. AAL, almost identical. You guys can see every chart is identical here. So I don't see the reason to be investing in airlines. I just don't. I think your money sits there for a pretty long time, and maybe you get a few dollars a share better. Like, for example, if you invest in DAL here, you're at 37. So be it if you get in it at 40 when it starts to find more momentum. So yeah, I'd probably stay away from the airlines. I don't see the attraction. Well, me personally. Yeah, long-term options are cheap, but if you bought long-term options on airlines beginning of this year, thinking that they'd come back, you're losing even more money. So who knows? You could have thought, hey, beginning of this year, which is right here. This is January. You would have said, hey, let me buy some airline leaps, because I think this is the year that the airlines come back. You'd be down, and probably would have lost. You'd be getting close to expiration too. So I would wait till the market sort of heats up to this to the airlines, gives you guys a little bit more insight of a bullish move. So right now, it just doesn't really look like it. Visa, I would be watching this 208. This is a level I've been watching on Visa. You can see a little inverse head and shoulders right here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Watch this 208. See if it holds that level. You can see yesterday, it actually held it pretty nicely. This 208 area. Look at this little hold in this 208 area yesterday. That's pretty clean. So I would watch that 208, see if it can push off of it. Right now, it's rejecting off that 50 SMA on the daily chart. So I would want to see Visa above the 50 SMA on the daily chart. That's what I want to see. Finally, BlackBerry earnings play. Best of luck. That's what I have for you. Good luck. You do what you want to do. I have no recommendation for a BlackBerry earnings play. All right. So that's what I got for you guys today. I'm going to head out a little bit early today. I just don't really feel great. I hope that helps a little bit. So I think to review today, here's some things to leave you off with before you head out. Watch the market in the morning. Watch to see what the rotation is, first 15 minutes. Is the tech market stay strong? Is it a dead cat? Is this a bull trap? Try to answer some of those questions. Try to see some of those questions. Try to make sense of some of those questions before you enter a trade today. Try to see, is this a pretty weak move? Is it just is it a pre-market move to the upside that gets killed? Keep an eye on the VIX. That's another good one, Angela. Just try to answer some of those questions before you start getting into the trading today, because yesterday was so sideways, so weak, so boring, and I just walked away, and I'm happy I am. Recently, guys have been, much smaller positions, losing a little bit here, winning a little bit there, just really trying to save my money in this market condition. It's just not my favorable market condition, and there's nothing wrong with that. In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with striking while the iron's hot and taking the gas off a little bit in a market that you don't like. Right now, it's a difficult market, and I've definitely sort of taken the foot off the gas a little bit. I'm okay with it, and I think you guys should try to be okay with that too if you are not finding your setups that you traditionally are seeing in a very strong market. If it's been harder to find those setups lately, consider scaling down. Consider saving your money, because there will be good opportunities. So press that like button. Stay safe today. See if we get any type of move higher. I definitely can see the attraction for. I could see the attraction or the possibility of a relief bounce today. I could see that. I would understand why this would happen. But just watch out for your levels above. Watch out for where the resistance comes in. All right, guys. Have a great day. Press that like button for me. Get to I don't know. It's a tough crowd to get the likes lately, but maybe 400. That'd be great. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you in the chat if you're in the Discord. Peace out.